The subject I discussed today might be a little like highbrow or something for compared to most van life videos, but just stick with it and you'll see it's maybe a little philosophical, a little bit more general, I don't know, analytical. Anyway, but we're going to talk today about van life archetypes, and right now I'm just going to tell you the one. And the reason for this archetype thing is right now I happen to be in St. Charles County, Missouri, which is a fast-growing suburb outside of St. Louis, and that not too long ago was all country and stuff out here. And so you may never come to this town or go to these specific places that I mentioned, but I suspect that there is something like this in probably a lot of suburban communities across America. The same way that, like, when you go in like that burger into a Burger King, you know exactly what to expect, right? I mean, and of course that's more by design, but in a lot of ways there is like a recurring pattern. You will find, a lot of things. Maybe it's and that's what an archetype is. And of a simple definition here, without getting too deep, it would be a very typical example of a certain thing, person, or thing. So it might be like, I might say like stealth camping outside an apartment, and then show you a specific one like that, right? Or maybe suburban neighborhood. That's an archetype, because that's some place that usually it's not going to work out for you going there. It's usually not. It's about some of the worst places. And this is what I'm going to call. It's going to be small towns that are hidden in the suburbs. So basically, what it is, it's a place where there used to be a small town here, and it started out. The old town is still here, but yet the area is mostly all suburban. Now, sometimes they do manage it. There isn't really like a thing that resembles the small town still there. It's kind of like the seed on which all these like curved streets grow, like the suburbs. But anyway, but this is I think there's two good examples in St. Charles County. The first one's going to be Old Town St. Peters, and the other one is Old Town Wentzville. And there might be some others, but I think some of the other ones, like there's an Old Town O'Fallon, basically. But when I was looking on the street view, it really looked like it was actually a lot more like modern, built up. Where the other two examples I mentioned look more like they originally did before the people moved here. So anyway, as we know, suburbs are probably about the worst place to park, to stealth camp. And the reason for that is suburbs are very split up into the residential neighborhoods have no businesses nearby, which some people complained about, because it means that you can't get anywhere without a car. And also, a lot of times people, they have driveways. So if you park on the street, you're going to get noticed, and the people, that kind of stuff, and you're going to get noticed. And plus, the people in the suburbs a lot of times do seem to have more like a not in my backyard kind of attitude, hey, but anyway, kind of like, listen to that song by Rush, Subdivision, sprawling at the edges of the city, geometric order in insulated order. Okay, anyway, something like that. Anyway, but I'm going to my sister's house later, and she's in the suburbs, and she's a nice person. But I'm just saying, there is certain attitudes people have, and we're just trying to fly under the radar and just kind of blend into these people's area and not get bothered by the police. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, there's probably this one here. Okay, because you can see on the left here, this is like a commuter lot here, and there's a Quick Trip gas station over there, and and you can see even right there, there's like a Burger King, and then right next to it is an old grain silo, or whatever you call that. I think it's okay. I don't know what that's called, but anyway, it's a thing for sorting grain. Okay, it's I think it's can't think of the word for it right now. Yeah. Okay, who cares? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And you see something like that in just about every small town in America. And then so what you do have here is a good example of where once you go beyond, basically, I'm going to make a left here. It's almost like you're passing into another reality, like a gateway. It's kind of weird. So in the right next to the area, we're real close to the malls and all these curved streets and cul-de-sacs and all this stuff. But then right next to it is like a window into the past, like a different kind of, and I don't even know, there might actually even be, a lot of these might be the same, I'm going to start driving toward it now. A lot of these might be some of this, it could possibly some of the original people before this area started growing might live there still, but also just the way it's set up, because basically in small towns, it seems like most of the time it's a little more mixed between businesses and stuff, and there might be some places some bars and stuff, and a apartment, and then some, I don't know, there's different aspects that usually I think make it look good for stealth camping. And I did check this area out. Now, I checked it out on Street View before, so we'll see what it's really like being on the ground here. All right, so let's just going into this. Okay, so this is Main Street here, and then okay, you can see already, yeah, it's kind of like businesses mixed in with some housing and stuff. So you probably, if you parked at one of these places, and you probably wouldn't get all that noticed. Town Country Store. Okay, of course, some guy's already tailgating me, so it's like, anyway. All right, let's just pull over here for a second. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, yeah, so this definitely looks like this would be, so probably out of any place in the entire city of St. Peter's, yeah, like right here would probably be a good place. You also have like I notice a lot of times in these like small downtown areas, they have like maybe like some businesses and like an apartment above. So it's just, I think that's probably any place. Look for like mixed housing, and it's not like a bad area or anything like that either. It's looks like a very safe area. And anyway, yeah, so I mean, that's just something you can look for. Like another one, okay, another like archetype you'd say is like, yeah, near an apartment building. I guess that would be your best bet if you wanted to go any other place like at St. Peter's, maybe like next to some kind of like apartment building. Just basically my basic idea with stealth camping, and I think most people agree with this, is just that you just want to find some place where you blend in, where people aren't surprised to see like, who's this car, that's like, and then some of the other factors might be like how loud it is, the crime, of course, how bad the air, that kind of stuff. But as far as like the police bothering you, that's like about the main one, I think, is that, of course, and don't go any place that you look up the local laws and make sure. There's probably not that many places like this around the country where it's actually illegal to park. So the most they could say is, hey, we don't recommend, but they can't give you a ticket or nothing. But you're gonna have to. Most these towns do have like websites that you can like look on and see like their ordinances. But Park Street, yeah. I mean, this just looks a lot like the old town. I wonder, so. Like just a small town, you could easily imagine just hang out here and pretend like, hey, we're in the middle of Smallville, Kansas, or whatever, if that existed. And then little country kid like with his basketball there, and I don't have my dog with me right now, or I'd walk him out here, because I just came down here to St. Louis for a short time. Yeah, like maybe something like this parking lot. I think they had like, I'm trying to see, I thought they had like a city parking lot here too. That was something that I see in small towns too. So some of this counts for small towns too, although maybe if it's a real small town, it might be a little more likely that they know that you're from out of town and stuff, and I mean, like right there, I bet like some of these people probably park in this parking lot who live on this street and stuff like that, when they have their buddies over, so have guests over. Yeah, I thought they did have like a city parking here in this, but okay. Well, if you find one that has that, that's even better. But anyway, I think I found, like, from what I could tell, lots of places around here where you could probably get away with stealth camping, So anyway, Wentzville, because Wentzville is also a town. Now that town, okay, I'm gonna start a new track. Now Wentzville is even grown a lot recently, because even like 10 or 15 years ago, 20 years ago, there wasn't that many people there, and it just started, and it was really kind of considered out there. Well, yeah, you can see now, how suburban this area is. It's like a whole nother world on the other side of the, Yeah, I might do a whole series on van life archetypes, maybe sometimes just using like, the internet, maybe not necessarily driving to the place if people seem to like this concept. But the idea again, just to, if I can try to get through to people, is just, if you're in any kind of suburb around America and you're looking for a place to stealth camp, and you could look for these ideas, these hidden remnants, the little pieces of small town that's still left in the suburbs. And of course, like small towns, like most places, it is like what we consider a grid in most small town America, where the suburbs were designed to be more like curvy and cul-de-sacs and that kind of stuff. Okay, we are officially in Wentzville. Population 29,000. See, I didn't know that. And you can still see, there's still a lot of farms in some of these farm-looking areas out here. Okay, so we're gonna get off of this Church Street. I think this will get us pretty much into like the old town. I haven't really actually explored this old town Westville that much, but anyway. May have to stop and look at the map for a second to figure this out. Okay, so yeah, all right, so here we go. All right, you can see up here in a second that another, okay, it's called a grain elevator. I don't know what I was, so you can see that that's much, you know, the remnants of the old past, of the old town past. Now already it seems like, yeah, there might be some places around here a person could park, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, well, oh yeah, I know there's like an old town park here too. Okay, we'll go to that. Like, all right, so this is the main street, I think. Yeah, okay, this is Main Street. So yeah, any place called Main, maybe you could even on Google put in like Main Street and you might find some of these places, you know, like, okay, yeah, like along here you probably could park, like, because you got like, I think some apartments and some businesses here. Okay, this is the one that's this one I checked out on Google Maps before. This was the public parking. There might be something like this in the St. Charles one, I mean the St. Peter's one also. Yeah, like it looks like probably what would happen is public parking, like somebody from this apartment could park here or at one of these houses, you know. I don't know, people just like in these small towns, it seems like they're not as like hung up on the parking thing. It's just parking is parking. It's not like, you know, you got to treat it like just like it's gold, you know, it's like worth all this money, like, you know, parking, you know. I always thought it's like stupid, like you got to pay just to like put something between a couple lines, you know. You're not really using up any resources by parking. Okay. All right, yeah, like along this wall here, this probably be good. It'd probably be kind of quiet. You know, I can see like you could park like the van here. Oops. And at least if you open up the door here, you know, yeah, so actually I think I like this Wentzville one better than, so maybe if I decide to come out and visit my sister and stay at her house and then for a longer period of time, and I got the van with, and I kind of outwear my welcome or whatever, I could come over and hang out and sleep in this. Well, I mean, I maybe wouldn't stay in this same area more than there might be, you could maybe move around a little bit in this area, maybe, I don't know. Okay, now some of these streets, yeah. See, I would make sure that it was you were also, see, some of these streets I wouldn't park on because they're like, yeah, they look like they got more driveways and they got like, and there's not as many businesses. So you want to kind of park like near like where there's some businesses, you know. So, well, I mean, because it'll look like, because that way, the thing about the business is more like you can park and then people just get more mad if like, you know, they can look right out and look into your eyes, you know, like, and you're right there, you know. So parking in front of the business makes it look, you know, people don't get as mad and stuff. They might think someone's working there late, I don't know. But anyway, it's just, people wouldn't, you know, if you have kind of like an inconspicuous vehicle, you could probably be okay here, you know, or maybe even a conspicuous one you could park over on the right here. Because I guess there's two types of stealth theories. One is like you try to just like not get noticed, but the other is maybe you have a vehicle that will get noticed, you know, there's no chance or whatever, and you just figure we'll just park someplace where people won't be pissed off you be in there. Then okay, yeah, he looks like he's okay, he's not parking right in front of my house, you know, and you know, don't be like throwing your crack, your glass pipes or whatever out in the streets and that kind of stuff. I mean, not that I do that, I'm just making a joke, but anyway, crack rock. Oh, there's a song on GTA 5 that my one guy, my friend, always thinks it's real funny when he hears it, crack rock in abandoned homes or something like that. I mean, in case you never played that game, they have like this whole like radio station that you listen to, and they have, you know, okay, let's see. Okay, I don't know if I'm trying to get across the railroad tracks. It looks like the rest of yeah, so I like general theories where when I make a statement, a general statement that applies not just to a specific thing. So I'm just saying that, you know, even you're probably going to come to these specific places that I'm talking about, but I'm saying that you can probably find something like this in a lot of places in America, in the suburbs, like, yeah. Okay, shoot, I guess this doesn't, I gotta turn around to get back to I guess I can't get across the tracks here. Yeah, historic district. Yeah, so probably some of these areas along here probably. Anyway. Oh shoot, they got the road blocked here. I guess you can't. Oh man, I don't know if you can get across where you can get across the tracks and out. Let's see. Oh, usually anything near a train track seems like it's probably like a better chance of like stealth camping for some reason. But okay, what is that? Okay, so is that a funeral home? Let's see. Care community. Okay, I don't know what. It's some kind of business. Maybe it's like a nursing home. Okay, but anyway, that might be kind of an okay place to park in front of because they might think it's somebody who works there and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for other cars is good too. Oh, look at this. This is kind of weird. This like old like little cemetery here. Man, it's like it's like. Oh, maybe I'll show that on the map later. Do a video because my sister's actually got this really interesting thing with this in her neighborhood. It's a real suburban street, but it's there's like a place where there's actually like this guy's got this little like graveyard in his I mean, I'm sure it's something like that. They probably need to deal with someone that they keep those graves there, but maybe you got cheaper special haunting price or something, Yeah, okay, you can see there's kind of a mix of, okay, that looks like a house business. Yeah, there's some places you could, this is kind of a busier street than some of those other ones I was showing. Okay, this is Pierce, so this probably wouldn't be quite as good, but it might be okay. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking that other side of the train tracks, so that would have been, the south side of the train tracks, right? Okay, that was, of the old town. I think that probably, that would be a better spot, but there might be some spots over here too. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to tell you specifically what to do. I'm just going to give you the general rules, and you're going to have to find your own path on the hidden highways of this country.